Olá, tudo bem? E aí, beleza? I'm using all the possible greetings. Oi, como vai? Tudo bem? Tudo bem, tudo certo. Oh gosh. So now I see that I forgot some in the previous video, but we'll have other opportunities. Today, hoje nós vamos ver pronomes pessoais. We're gonna be seeing personal pronouns. E por que eles são meio loucos em português brasileiro? And why they're a little bit crazy in Brazilian Portuguese. So to begin, I would like to take you to another page, this one, where we have the list of personal pronouns. And then we can see that we have eu, tu, ele, ela, nós, vós, eles, elas. Let me make it bigger. Yeah. Eu, which is I, eu. I am Jackson. Eu sou o Jackson. I am here. Eu estou aqui. Tu. Tu is like you, and it is what I predominantly use in my language because I live in the south, in a region where we use tu. In other parts of Brazil, they're going to use você. Você is the most predominant you personal pronoun, but it's not considered a personal pronoun, and we're going to see why. Yeah, and then we have ele, he, ela, she. Ele, ela. Ele, ela. Nós, we. And later on, we're going to see why we don't use nós as expected as well, or as often as you would expect. E aqui nós temos vós. Vós, like you, plural, but we do not use this one, definitely not. This is more like biblical something. And then we have they for males, eles, and they for females, elas. All right. And then we're gonna go back to the book that we're actually using in this program that says that we have these. Eu, I, você, you, ele, he, ela, she, nós, we, vocês, you plural, eles, elas. So the difference is that here we don't have tu, and we have você instead, and we have vocês for plural. Okay. And the reason for this, let's go back there. Let me make it. Everything is done in real time here, guys, so bear with me. Aqui. Pronomes de tratamento. São formas de reverência, are reverence ways of speaking, just like your highness in English. So in the past, você was one of these things. Você já foi ao cinema ver esse filme? And this brings us to really important realizations about the conjugation of você and why it is the way that it is. Because in the past, it was like your highness or something like that. And in English, what you say is, your highness is there, right? So you conjugate it with is. You don't say you are. You say your highness is. And the same happens with você. It's you, but we are conjugating it as if it were a third person singular. Just like he is or she is. Ele é, ela é, você é. So you will see that in Brazilian Portuguese we love the third person singular and we use it for everything. Ok. Em português nós temos singular, singular, one thing, plural, plural, two or more. And we also have this fun pronoun, or it's not a pronoun again, but it's a substitution for a pronoun. That is a gente. A gente significa we. It does mean we, but we conjugate it again in third person singular because literally it means a gente, the group of people. The group of people is, right? Because the group is. But differently from the group, you are included in this group, so it's like the group that includes me, a gente, which is we. I tend to think that we do this because we just don't like to conjugate nós, which is the actual pronoun that you will see here, nós. So we don't like to conjugate it, so we tend to use other ways. A gente. No português brasileiro, existe uma pessoa que aparece com muita frequência na fala cotidiana. In Brazilian Portuguese, there is a person that shows up, that appears, with a lot of frequency in colloquial speaking, in everyday speech. O agente, utilizado para expressar a mesma ideia de nós, used for expressing the same idea as we. Porém, sua conjugação acontece no singular. However, porém, sua conjugação acontece no singular. A gente gosta. He likes, ele gosta. You like, você gosta. We like, a gente gosta. So, this is why I say that we love using singular. A gente gosta de estudar a história do Brasil. So we don't like to conjugate a lot. We don't, many times I think, or at least me as a Brazilian person, I don't feel comfortable conjugating things too correctly because it feels detached from me, from my soul, from my reality, and from my culture. So I don't like doing it when I'm trying to... Not when I'm writing text. It's okay, it's natural when I'm writing text. But when I'm speaking, when I'm talking to someone and I'm trying to, have some connection, then it's unnatural to me. And then we prefer to change the pronoun and not change the conjugation. In many languages, you change the conjugation a lot more, to the point that you don't even need to say the pronoun because you are changing the conjugation so specifically to each pronoun that saying the pronoun itself is unnecessary, right? So in Portuguese, you will realize over time that we always kind of put the pronoun because the conjugation is so inaccurate. So we're really using those two in conjunction in Brazilian Portuguese. This happens less so in Portuguese from Portugal. It is a big characteristic in Brazilian Portuguese, though. And I think it's simpler. Maybe because because a gente will never change, but the verb will always change. Anyway, a gente gosta de estudar a história do Brasil. We like to study the history of Brazil. A gente corre todos os dias no parque. We run every day in the park. A gente corre. The group, including me, runs, which is we run. A gente corre todos os dias no parque. We're going to see some examples now. Eu sou do estado do Ceará. And I'm gonna give you my examples then in this one. Let me get my notes. And here are my notes with the personal pronouns. Yeah. Ok. Eu sou do estado do Ceará. I am from the, de mais o, from the, do. I am from the state of Ceará. I am from the state of Santa Catarina. Eu sou do estado de Santa Catarina. Ceará é no norte, Santa Catarina é no sul do Brasil. Norte, north, sul, south. Você gosta do Brasil? Do you like Brazil? I bet you do. Você gosta do Brasil? Você gosta do Brasil? Do you like cherries? Você gosta de cerejas? Why here it's do and why here it's G? I'm sure that there will be this lesson in the book. Você gosta de cerejas? Not much. Não muito. Ele fala a língua portuguesa bem. He speaks the Portuguese language well. I don't know if he speaks English. Eu não sei se ele fala inglês. Ele fala inglês. Eu não sei se ele fala inglês. I don't know if he speaks English. Ela aprende tudo. She learns everything. She learns languages. Ela aprende línguas. We are from the state of Ceará. We are from São Paulo, from the state of São Paulo. Nós somos do estado de São Paulo. So this sentence, for example, you could use a gente, the informal a gente, in order to make it. And then here we have somos because we're conjugating, but then in a gente we will conjugate with a third person singular. And then you can see the difference here. In this sentence, we're saying nós somos. But if you omitted that, it would still be very clear that we're talking about we, because the conjugation is so specific to we. Whereas in this one, if I omit a gente, then é do estado de São Paulo. In this case, you don't know if it's he is from the state of São Paulo, she is, you are, você é, ele é, ela é. So you need to specify a gente é do estado de São Paulo, which is informal for nós somos do estado de São Paulo. Do you guys, you plural, do you like Brazil? Vocês gostam do Brasil? Do you guys learn languages? Oops. Vocês aprendem línguas? Vocês, you guys. Eles falam a língua portuguesa bem. They speak the Portuguese language well. Eles falam. And then the conjugation is the same here. Vocês aprendem, eles falam, eles aprendem, they learn Portuguese. Português, eles aprendem português. I think it's lowercase, not sure. I should be sure. Eles aprendem português. And they, male, and here they, female, elas. Eles aprendem português, elas aprendem italiano. They learn Italian. Elas aprendem italiano. So of course in this box, they are comparing the singular forms to the plural forms. Eu sou, nós somos. I am, we are. Você gosta, you like. Vocês gostam, you guys like. Ele fala, eles falam. Ela aprende, elas aprendem. A gente trabalha de segunda a sexta. We work from Monday to Friday. A gente trabalha de segunda a sexta. We learn Portuguese together. A gente estuda português juntos. Okay. So here it's bringing possessive adjectives, which is my, your, his, her. But I'm going to leave it for the next video. See you. And then we're going to do some exercises as well. Até.